most troublesome symptoms of thyroid disorders in women is period problems. Every day we come across several women who are struggling with heavy menstrual bleeding, prolonged periods and short menstrual cycles due to an underactive thyroid. Often the bleeding becomes so heavy that their iron levels go down significantly or they are unable to carry out their daily tasks. It not only hampers their quality of life but also puts their health at risk in the long term. For sure, heavy periods and thyroid imbalance is a double challenge. But when we look into the problem at the root cause level, we can find effective treatment in Ayurveda, and it has helped multiple of our patients at Medhya Herbals. And this is what I'm going to discuss with you today. Hi, this is Nidhi Bansal here from Medhya Herbals. We help women to gain health with all natural and holistic principles of Ayurveda. In this video, I will share with you highly effective Ayurvedic ways to stop heavy menstrual bleeding and to find relief from your period problems for good. Let's get started. Now, before we begin, let's first try to understand how your thyroid affects your period. Your thyroid is a small butterfly-shaped gland which is located at the base of your neck, right on the windpipe, and it releases three vital hormones that regulate the functioning of your body. Thyroid hormones control your metabolism, your energy production, your bone health, your nervous system health, and they also control the functioning of your liver and that of your reproductive system. That's why any dysfunction in the thyroid hormones can lead to problems in the liver function and in your reproductive system, including your menstrual cycle and your fertility. You should also note that there are receptors of thyroid hormones in each and every cell of the body. So basically, every cell of the body responds to these thyroid hormones, and this is how important they are. Now, this information is a bit technical, but it is important for you to understand the interplay of these hormones and to better understand what is causing your symptoms and hence to take proper actions to find relief from your condition. And this picture here can help. Basically, the hypothalamus located in the brain releases the thyrotropin releasing hormone, the TRH, which further controls the secretion of the thyroid stimulating hormone by pituitary gland and also the secretion of the prolactin hormone. And prolactin is another vital hormone which has an important role to play during breastfeeding and during pregnancy. But in normal conditions with high levels of TSH, high prolactin levels can cause a havoc on your menstrual cycle because prolactin can severely disturb your reproductive hormones such as the FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone LH. When there is a disturbance in these hormones, it leads to irregular ovulation, irregular periods, and various menstrual problems. Now, the functioning of the thyroid gland and the release of the thyroid hormones inside our body is based on a feedback loop, and it is regulated through the levels of thyroid hormones inside our bloodstream. When there is low levels of thyroid hormones inside our bloodstream due to an under-functioning thyroid, then the levels of TSH and prolactin can keep rising because your brain doesn't know that the thyroid gland is not able to release. It just keeps stimulating the thyroid gland to release more thyroid hormone. The thyroid hormones in themselves also affect the functioning of the liver and of the reproductive hormones significantly. For example, your thyroid hormones affects the levels of sex hormone binding globulin SHBG, which controls the levels of excessive estrogen inside the body. When the thyroid hormones are low, it can lead to low levels of SHBG, which can lead to excessive estrogen or a condition known as estrogen dominance, which often sits at the root cause of excessive growth disorders such as thickened uterine lining, uterine fibroids, endometriosis, and adenomyosis. That's why it is really important to regulate the levels of thyroid hormones inside the body. So you see how these hormones are all connected and how your thyroid can really disturb the levels of estrogen inside the body. Now, thyroid hormones can also affect the functioning of the liver and can lead to disturbance in blood clotting because the clotting factor is released by the liver, and when there is lower clotting, it can lead to prolonged menstrual bleeding and heavy menstrual bleeding, which you often experience in the case of hypothyroidism. The levels of thyroid hormones also go hand in hand with the levels of progesterone in the body. When there is estrogen dominance, there is low levels of thyroid and low levels of progesterone inside the body, your endometrium can keep building up unabated. It can lead to excessively thick endometrial lining or a thickened endometrium, which can also put your health at risk in multiple ways, leading to situations of malignancy or cancer. That's why it is really important to control all of these conditions at an initial stage and stop them from progressing. First of all, to find relief from any troublesome symptoms and also to prevent any health risks. So this was the case of low thyroid hormones or hypothyroidism leading to excessive menstrual bleeding or heavy periods. Now there is another condition known as hyperthyroidism, in which there is high levels of thyroid hormones inside the body. And guess what? The effect of high levels of thyroid hormones inside your body is kind of opposite to that of hypothyroidism or low thyroid hormones. Hyperthyroidism can lead to scanty periods, infrequent periods, amenorrhea in which you don't experience periods at all, or it can lead to very light periods or significantly low menstrual bleeding during your periods. And there is another condition known as Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is an inflammation of the thyroid gland due to an autoimmune condition. In this case, your thyroid gland is constantly attacked and damaged by your own immune system. And more often than not, a large number of women are struggling with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is also causing hypothyroidism in longer term. And in the case of Hashimoto's thyroiditis, your thyroid gland actually goes through stages of decay in which your thyroid hormones can go from low to high, causing hyperthyroidism as well, and hence subsequently low in the long term. That's why a large number of women who are struggling with Hashimoto's thyroiditis may see cyclical changes in their period. They may experience light periods at some points and then excessively heavy periods, which are difficult to control when their thyroid gland is not functioning anymore due to the constant attack and damage by the autoimmune thyroid condition. Now that you understand how your thyroid gland affects your menstrual cycle, it's time to look into Ayurvedic solutions which can provide you permanent relief. So the first thing that you need to do is to control thyroid function and to balance thyroid hormone levels inside the body. If you are experiencing heavy menstrual bleeding which has caused low iron levels or anemia in which you are unable to carry on with your life, it is really important to stabilize and level up thyroid hormones inside the body. Along with, you also need iron supplements which can help your iron levels to stabilize and bring them up so that you are able to stabilize your condition. And all of this has to be done under the supervision of an experienced doctor who can advise you on appropriate dosage of iron supplements and any additional supplements or herbs that you need. The second thing that you can do, which is going to help you in the longer term, is to take Ayurvedic herbal supplements. Again, they need to be taken under the prescription of an experienced Ayurvedic doctor who can advise you on proper usage of Ayurvedic herbs and also on specific Ayurvedic herbs that are applicable for your case. Every individual is different and their imbalances are also unique. That's why a personalized treatment approach is highly helpful in such cases. Ayurvedic herbal supplements are highly effective in balancing your hormones, in regulating the functioning of your thyroid, in stabilizing the levels of estrogen, progesterone in your body, and also to induce regular ovulation so as to regulate your menstrual cycle. Ayurvedic herbal supplements can also help to reduce the thickness of the endometrial lining and to restrict and control the heavy menstrual bleeding that you are going through. Taking them in the longer term for at least 3 to 6 months can provide you relief in the long term and also remove the problem at the root cause level. The third thing that you should do here is to take a healthy and nourishing diet. Balanced diet is really important for balanced hormone levels, and in this case you really need a nourishing diet which can amp up your nutrient levels which you are currently lacking. Now in the case of heavy menstrual bleeding, what you really need is foods rich in iron, magnesium, protein and healthy fats in specific. All of these 4 nutrients can really help you to combat heavy menstrual bleeding and the constant fatigue that you are going through. They will also work on the problems of brain fog and the restlessness that you find yourself struggling with. And here are some foods where you can find these nutrients. So do make sure to include these foods in your diet. Additionally, do stay away from any kind of processed foods, stimulants such as caffeine, sugar, and chili. Yes, they are stimulants and not diet, but they need to be avoided because they are further aggravating your situation and causing heavy menstrual bleeding, which you want to control at the moment. The fourth thing that you need to do is to take ample of rest. This is what you really need at the moment. Any kind of physical or mental stress can further aggravate the situation. This is because stress increases the levels of prolactin and cortisol inside the body, which further disturb the functioning of hormones inside your body. They also disturb your sleep and your circadian rhythms. That's why it is really important to not exert out and take good amount of rest. Give your time to relax by either practicing meditation or simple yoga poses, which can provide you some relief from the heavy menstrual bleeding. This will really help you to calm your mind and also improve the circulation throughout, so that you are able to restrict the heavy bleeding through the body's internal mechanisms. The fifth thing that you can do is to regularly practice yoga, which helps to stimulate the thyroid function and hence puts it back to balance. Here are the effective yoga asanas that you can practice on regular basis. These yoga asanas are also effective in detoxing the body to get rid of the excess hormones and also to balance the levels of estrogen and progesterone inside. Do make sure to practice all of these tips and also to get help from experienced doctors who can completely assess your situation and hence provide you specific treatment that you need at the moment. Do like and share this video with all who will find it useful. Do leave your comments and suggestions and I'll get back to you. So I will see you soon in the next video. Until then, bye.